I'm Kay, and I am back with another May I Scraplift You, and today I've got a mess again. Today I am scraplifting this awesome layout by Jennifer Kane. I actually had several of her layouts in my screenshots because it's like, oh my gosh, I love every single thing that she does. Plus, her and I share a lot of the same interests, so we use a lot of the same supplies, and we scrapbook a lot of the same. So I think that's why I'm drawn towards a lot of her layouts. But this one in particular uses a lot of patterns, not very much embellishing, tons of photos across a 2-page spread, and then a title to die for. So the title is really, really long. Now, I couldn't come up with a very long title, especially for the photos that I picked out, but I do have a 2-page spread that I plan on doing. Let's start with the top of the stack. Right here, whoa, stuck. Right here, I have a couple of wood veneer that are from Close to My Heart. They are from the Happiness Lives Here collection. And I also brought in a ton of mixed media sprays so I can change the colors of these. Now, I'm not really sure. They have like scored lines in them. I don't know how the mixed media is going to react to those. So I'm just going to spray and have fun. I also have, from the Bloom with Grace, I have this word smile left over. I thought I would give it a try as well. I have a few hearts that kind of sort of match what my color scheme is here. A doily that I cut out for another project, for my last month's project. I have a dog on my foot. I also brought out black to bring in a starker color because all my photos are dark, and the papers that I picked out are all very, very light. So I wanted to bring this contrast in just to help out the photos a hair. But I just picked out a bunch of scraps because all I'm going to do is map my photos with them. Maybe bring in a little bit of black. I'm not really sure. So I have this piece from Chamel. It's just a teeny tiny little chevron, and it's from I believe her original collection because it just says Chamel down at the bottom, and then it's these huge icons right here, but I'm going to use it for this side. I love that branding strip as well. I have an old My Mind's Eye The Sweetest Thing paper. I'm going to use this distressed polka dot that's kind of mint. And then on the other side, it's almost Christmassy. Isn't that weird? Yeah, anyways, it's kind of weird. Maybe it's not supposed to be Christmassy, but that's what I see. We're going to use this. I have my 2 alphas and my wax sheet so I can spell out my, my title. Now, the best thing about this alpha right here, it's called Tuxedos and Tiaras, is it's got a glittered white on one side and glittered black on the other, so I can bring in that black in the title as well. So I've got my technically three alphas. We will find out. I love how she mixed her alphas, but my title's not going to be long enough for me to have 3 different sizes. And so I just went with 2 that are the same size and then 1 that's a little bit bigger. I still don't know what I'm going to say. Then I have this one right here. It's a Kaiser Craft. I don't remember exactly where it came from, but it was a Kaiser Craft paper. I was shocked because I thought it was Jen Hadfield, but it's not. It's a Kaiser Craft collection, but we're going to use this stripe right here. And then I have this, I believe it's My Mind's Eye as well. It's Just Sayin' by Rana Farrer? Is she the one that has the app where you can dress up your photos? Anyways, squirrel, I thought, yes it is. It's My Mind's Eye, and I plan on using both sides. So I don't plan on using this section right here, but I plan on cutting it right off at the words and using this section and then flipping it and using this section because this is my favorite paper in the whole wide world. Well, one of them. I think they all are. But I've been dying to use this since, please hold, let me tell you, 2014. Yeah, took me that long. But the best part is these photos are from 2014. So I think I'm winning. Let me double check that real quick. I lied. They're from 2013. So I kind of sort of laid out my photos how I wanted. Sorry. I also, my bin right here is my labels. So I also have all of those as well in case I needed something. Now, Jennifer didn't use a whole lot of embellishing. She let her pictures do all the talking. And so for me, I'm kind of going opposite of Jennifer. So hers has a main focal over here and 2 photos up on top, and then the photos kind of cascade down. Well, I'm going to go the opposite direction just because my photos are kind of sort of in an order. And it's her, her hair getting washed, and then she's brushing it out or doing something, styling it actually, I think. If that's what she's doing, then they're out of order again. So I'm going to go something like this, or I might, yeah, see, it just doesn't all lay out, because this isn't a focal photo. This is just when she couldn't put her hands on her face and I finally got a picture. Anyways, I'm talking too much. I'm going to make a 2-page spread. I'm going to try to copy Jennifer, but clearly we do not have the same subject. I could have pulled out my son playing with his dragons, for sure. I do have plenty of those photos going around. But I wanted to try to change it up. And basically the point of, May I Scraplift You, one, it's to honor the person that inspires you or the people that inspire you, because mine, clearly isn't the same all month long. And for 2, it's like for my purposes is that I wanted to show you guys how you could take a layout that you really, really love, but then not have to use the same colors, the same tone, the same theme. You don't have to use any of it. You could take it and make it your own, even by, taking all of these reds and blues and greens and turning them into peaches, mints, and yellows. So that's kind of a yellowy gold. That's what I was going to do, is find a yellowy gold to match. Anyways, squirrel. I'm out of here. I'm going to go and work on this layout. All right, let's get going. All right, so the first thing that I do is I pull out 2 cardstocks that aren't really my favoritist, and I'm going to use those as the bases because I'm going to piece my paper together. Now, I've already cut my diamond paper, so that way I had this little starburst to play with. And then the next thing I do is cut my polka dot paper, which I should not have done just yet. I should have waited to see how everything was going to lay out first. But I thought, I will just split all my papers in half and then put some on one side and some on the other side, because that's what I always do. It's always worked out, but I've never really played with diagonals before. And so when I put my polka dot paper back on the page and I put my diagonal, it doesn't work. I have this gap and I'm like, oh no, and I only have one of these pieces of paper. What do? I have a gap on both sides now. And I've cut my paper. So quickly thinking I'm going to bring in a yellow, because I thought, this gold is more of a yellow than it is a gold. And so I think that it's a bright, cheery, fun paper to bring in. So I'm going to go through all my loose read as a solid type prints that I have that I've been trying to work through. I've been trying to, not ignore them and know that they're still there. And then my next decision that I did was to get rid of that dark base and bring in a color that might hide the fact that I need 2 ginormous triangles for my layout. And then I decided, well, maybe I'll put my triangles the opposite direction. Well, no, I don't like that. I need them to go in this direction because I like that. What am I going to do? I don't know the answer to this yet. So basically the next few minutes it's a real thing, you guys. I'm going to play with paper. I'm going to try and figure out how to fix this mistake and get it to work. So at first I thought, well, maybe I'll have a design of the triangle going one way and then maybe going the other way on the other page. I don't know just yet. And then I thought, oh, well, I need to know how much of this stripe paper. Well, I'm just going to cut off the extra bit and rip it in half. Yep. That's what I'm going to do. I still have not, well, I trimmed my photos. I did that off camera because it's, same old boring stuff. But I did double matte, so I brought in a little bit of that black, but I put the Chamel paper in between the photos and the black cardstock, which I really, really like. I also have not glued them down yet because I plan on using my edge distressor and roughing up the edges, because every time that we go in and get our haircuts, there's like hair all over the place and it's scraggly. And so I wanted to portray that, like that feel with the scraggly edges and have the loose frayed edges going around. So anyways, just a thought process. While I was thinking about what to do with my paper, I went off camera and basically, what's it called? Ink sprayed all of my wood pieces. That's what I did. I also did the hearts as well. I just didn't have them on the napkin when I flashed them in front of the screen in 30 seconds or less. Anyways, so basically what I decided to do was piece my paper back together. And no, it is not a magically new piece of paper. I took washi tape and I put it down the center and put my piece of paper back together. That is what I did, so I could be working with a full sheet, which is what I should have done in the first place. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pencil and mark where I wanted my piece of paper, on the base piece, because I'm going to cut off this little triangle because it's not going to be seen. And then I'm basically going to move it to the other side. So I lifted up my my pink triangle or peach triangle, and I put my pencil underneath to where it kind of caught the edge, and I lightly drew down the edge so that way I had a straight line. I basically just used the ledge of my pencil with the paper, and it allowed me to draw along the edge of the paper. I don't know. I'm making stuff up, you guys. And then I cut the paper at the angle, just crossing my fingers that I didn't cut too much off. If not, I've got more washi tape. Anyways, so I'm gluing down the rest of my left side, and you can't even see that line where the washi tape is has my paper glued together. I love that. So anyways, and also if you see a shadow moving over on the left, my son's reading me a story. And so he's got that paper and it's kind of underneath my light and it shows a little shadow. I can see it now that I've brought it to your guys' attention. You're going to see it too. But if it's annoying, I apologize. He does eventually stop reading and steps out of the light. Oh, there he is saying hi. I just told him that I'm not ignoring him. I just have to keep going because I'm recording. And he goes, oh, hi. So, and because I keep getting distracted, yes, my blue triangle is not glued down. I just kept moving forward, thinking that, I knew what I was doing. And when I decided that I didn't need that one piece of paper that's kind of, like washi taped on, I thought, oh my gosh, that paper is not glued down. What else could go wrong on this layout? So many things, you guys. So I just went ahead and peeled it back up, glued it back down, and now we're moving on. It's as if it never even happened. So I really do love the design of this paper. I wished that I would have, used my brain a little bit more in doing it. I should have known when you play with angles, you need a little bit more space than what you would normally do if you were working with straight edges. And that was just one thing that slipped my mind, and it's okay. I made it work and you can't even tell. So yay. And I do like the fact that I have a line on one side and a line on another. If you do look at it really closely, and you might see it in the close-ups, you can see the lines. And what I like about it is it's on both sides. So it looks like I meant to actually do it that way. If, again, making stuff up. So now I am just looking for a little bit more. It seems like I always forget either my foundation pieces or I always forget my tiny pieces. So what I'm bringing in is I'm going through my bin of labels that I told you guys I had over on my left, but I also brought in 2 packages that I had received from my friend Karina. She is overseas in Sweden. And she actually sent my family a goodies box, which was full of sweets and treats from Sweden, which are definitely different than what are over here in the United States. And so I cataloged each little treat that she sent and my children's reaction to each little treat that she had. And so we had a blast doing this, by the way. And inside the little treat box for my family were these 2 little embellishment clusters from her scrapbook store that she has over there. And I thought, oh my gosh, these are perfect to bring in that tiny little hint of mint that that I am playing with on this layout. So I'm very super stoked and I can't wait to open up the packages and play with them and spill the flowers everywhere, by the way. Yes, I did. So I took a few minutes to figure out what to put the word smile on. I was going to put it right on the photograph. And then of course I sprayed it black. The photograph is practically black. Not smart on my part. So I had to find something to put my smile on. And I went through a couple tags and labels and things like that I had in my bin. And then I found this piece of this leftover pocket card that I had cut out the image from that I just wanted. I think it said Pier 41 or something like that on it. But it was the perfect color. And so I thought, why not I use this? Yes, that was a real sentence. I promise. In my brain it was. So anyways, picked out my corduroy hearts that I wanted to use. And at first I was going to use the mint ones. And then I thought, no, because the little flowers are going to be a lot of mint. And I don't want the hearts to get lost because, I like hearts. Yeah, no. Anyways, so when I don't know what to do, I move on to something different. So I've laid out all my pieces and now I'm trying to figure out what do I want to fill in the center of my large flowers with. So when I'm trying to think of something, I move on. And I decided to start putting my title down. So the first part of my title is going to be Snip, Snip, Snip. Okay. And Cora's just getting she's just getting a trim. That's all she ever has done. But it's still, when she's got a lot of dead ends, she does get quite a bit cut off. So I thought snip, snip, snip was perfect. And then, of course, because Gabriel acts like this is his first time being at a salon, I also used the main event title. So that is going to be my title, but I also wanted to, represent Jennifer's layout as much as possible by using a lot of alphas. And so I figured, combining these 2 titles kind of did it a little bit of justice. And I'm also trying to stick with my clusters being in the same spot as she had, except that I'm not going on both sides of my photo. I'm kind of wrapping around my photos. So I hope that helps. Or I hope that that's, not cheating in a scrap lift. How is that? So anyways, here are those cute little flowers. Now I do like how they are separated, small, medium, and large. I really like that. And the large ones actually have glitter all over them, which is perfect because I sprayed all of my wood pieces with Heidi Swapp Color Shine. So that is awesome. And then I am just going to try and add a few pieces in, like the little labels that I picked out. And because I had everything already glued down, I went ahead and I fast forwarded. I cut out all the actual gluing down part because it didn't really change. I might have I might have stuck a flower underneath one of the wood veneer flowers, but that's about it. That's the only difference other than what was there. And then I went through all the different papers that I had. I had my black one, my yellow one, leftover chamel ones, that tag that I butchered up, and I just decided to go with plain white. Now, it does take a few minutes for when you put cardstock down underneath underneath the glue. Yes, you do put glue on it too. Underneath the wood veneer, you do have to wait for it to dry just a little bit, or you'll rip it back up and then the glue could possibly not go back on the wood. So I just give it a few minutes, and when I was doing that, I just decided what else could I add to the layout. And then this part here, I actually kind of went away for the small flower, so I cut it out. And then when I cut out the medium flower, it was off camera. So I kind of sort of cut that part out too. But I did find a few flowers that kind of fell out and onto my lap. So I decided, oh, those guys want to be on the layout too. So I put them around that little label sticker that I put up there. I don't know. I think I'm going to put the date right there. It's not anything fantabulous to document, but it's not very often. We laugh about it all the time because Dawn is so short, and Dawn is our hairstylist. She's been our hairstylist since I was 17. So she is just so short that when she gets someone with long hair, she just has them stand up, and it's much easier for her to get the bottoms even and lined up and stuff like that than them sitting in a chair. So anywho, just gluing down the main part of my title, no pun intended, because those alpha stickers, they don't even stick on the sheet, you guys. Part of them are stuck to each other, and some of the letters are damaged, but that's okay. So these gems here, I think they're called rhinestones from Sweden. They were uber super sticky, you guys. I had to like twist them off the carrier sheet, and then once I found a spot for them, they weren't coming back up. They were good adhesive. I think the US needs to figure out how the Swedes do it. I'm just saying. And then these little gems here were all in one adhesive row, and so I'm just trimming them off. And because the row is kind of square, I have to trim off both sides. And so that's kind of why it looks like I'm, freaking out and going off to the right while I'm throwing away that extra bit that I am cutting off from the gem. And I love the sparkle that these gems add to the layout. It's unbelievable how sparkly these are. I'm like, I was just like smiling the whole time I was putting these gems down because they were so pretty. Anyways, ta-da! Here I am. It is all done. Here is a close-up of everything that I had added to this layout. I do enjoy how it turned out. I did have fun. Even though I had that little bit of whoops at the beginning, it's okay. I really do like the colors. I love how it just turned out. I love that pop of yellow as well. Be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along. It's in the description box below, so you'll have to hit that little arrow to see everyone that is playing along. The list is quite long, and if you look at the very, 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 very bottom of that list, you'll see a Find Me section, and that's where my links are all located under a link tree. And what the Linktree does is it allows me to have one link instead of several. So if you click on the Linktree, you will see all of my links. There'll be the Pinterest link. I want to say YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and my Etsy shop. So in case you guys are curious, that's what the Linktree is. And anyways, I will check y'all tomorrow. Bye.